Okay, so let's try this
Okay,
again
so
here.
let's try this
So,
in here. So,
yeah, so
um, yeah,
I
so
mean,
I mean,
that's the thing. You do get
that's the
this,
thing.
and
You do get
once
this,
while you
and
see
once
buffering,
while
and
you see buffering,
I
and
guarantee you, if I
I
watch it,
guarantee you,
I
if I
may not
watch it,
see it.
I may
But
not see it.
that's the
But
thing.
that's the thing.
You
You
get your
get your
mods with
mods with
Twitch and shit
Twitch and
like
shit
that.
like that.
Maybe,
Maybe
maybe they
maybe they
see
see
something,
something,
but
but
it
it
may
may
be.
be. I
I
mean,
mean,
the
the thing
thing
is,
is,
it
it
may
may
be
be
on
on
my
my
end,
end,
it
it
may
may
be
be
on
on
their
their
end.
end.
We
We
don't
don't
know.
know.
Right.
But I know that I haven't really had the problems with my internet as much as I thought I would because it's not redacted company's internet. It's
Aha.
Xfinity,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
you know,
add
add
on
on
the
the
X
X
for
for
shit
shit
service.
service. Because you know how 1-800 mattress take off the last S for savings.
Right.
Yeah, that's almost like it. So
I got you. What? Oh, that's the second turnover.
and
Ooh.
that's close. Now, if I had $1 on
Oh,
me,
let's see. Oh, that's coming back. You saw that?
it looks like it may have been coming out.
But look at the knee.
I know.
His knee's down.
He doesn't have control of that ball. It's starting to come out. It's just the shadow of it making it look like it's,
They're not gonna turn that over because it has to be definitive.
yeah. But, well, wait, what was that? You said it's not definitive, and
It has to be definitive in order
yeah,
for them to overturn it.
I just want to make sure you said that right. That's all. But
It's not definitive. Is it definitive?
it's inconclusive.
It's inconclusive.
Yeah, they don't use it. They just say play stands.
We're inconclusive. What do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm also eligible, by the way. See?
Oh, no.
And by the way, the one thing I will say is even if I forget to put the article on my social media,
Yeah.
you know, if you're really looking forward to my articles, and sometimes I wonder why, because sometimes you can't get a 3 to 5 shot to come home, like the other day. But I gave you the morning line favorite. He was 7-2 on the morning line. Going into the gate, he was 3-1. Ended up going off at 5-1. I read the race perfectly,
Okay.
as you saw it,
Yes, I did.
and he drew off the win.
Yes, he did. Very good.
So those that were watching the show, or actually caught the article because I didn't post it like 2:15 because I was like, oh shit, forgot to do it.
Right.
Ended up getting that win. And somebody liked that picture I sent a little while ago.
It was funny.
The ruler and
Yeah, that was funny.
so yeah. So oh, they did overturn it. Okay,
Wow.
I didn't expect that,
Me and you both.
but I would say that the Rams are playing with a fire under their ass, but
Yeah.
that may not be appropriate right now.
No, not now. Maybe later, but not now.
Yeah, maybe in a couple of weeks. Well, actually, the winner of this game gets to come to Philly,
Yes, they do.
and the AccuGuess forecast on my phone is saying there's a chance of snow on Sunday. One problem. Right now, it's after the game.
Right.
So
That'll stand. Okay.
Oh, there is this one video as we see the Rams scored a touchdown, and whoever it was did the dive into the end zone.
Right.
You see a video, you see the replay, and it's I want to say it is Joe Burrow, but I don't know who it is exactly.
Mm-hmm.
They're walking off the field, and the guy's going into the end zone.
Oh wow.
And all you see in the back is a guy go, "Ah!"
I would have loved to see that. Wow, 17. Oh, wait a minute, 16-3 first. Now 17-3.
That's why I was telling you. Thank you, firefighters and first responders.
Very
That's the
nice.
banner, yeah. Because it's like C red or something like that. Now it's see my blue balls, but the Rams are up 17-3, and it looks like right now you could have, and of course this is another inappropriate statement here, is where we're all of a sudden we're sidecasting the game and not doing what we wanted to talk about, but we'll get to it.
Right.
It seems like the Minnesota Vikings are crashing and burning here.
Dun, 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 dun.
Now, it would have been more fitting that they weren't in a. Let me just make sure I had the terminology right here. Okay, so I mean, basically what they're having right now is a Viking funeral right now. And one of the things that they have here for Viking funeral,
Right.
the deceased was placed in a boat or stone ship and buried with grave offerings. Sometimes the ship was set on fire and launched at sea.
Vikings going to be launched at sea?
Well, there's no fucking water in Arizona, and trust me, I know, I've been there. Well, there may be a little bit of water.
Yeah.
And here we go
with me going on tangent after tangent after tangent. Well, there are three different lakes inside the infield of Turf Paradise Racecourse.
Okay.
Not enough to have a Viking funeral, but.
Wow. The Rams defense, okay.
So all of a sudden
we've turned into the Monday night sidecast here.
But we're going to get to some of this.
But we're going to get to some of this here. You know, we'll eventually get to this here, and feel free to chime in and let us know what you think about some of these topics here. As Sam Darnold goes down again, he must go down hard. And dare I say about Sam Darnold right now, about his $40-50 million contract right now?
Yeah.
But it just seems like last week and this week, and the NFL's a copycat league, and they're blitzing the hell out of him, and next thing you know, he's his ass is on the ground.
Oh, that's a nice move.
But he gets a nice pass off there.
Yeah, he does.
So this is the final game of the weekend. Winner plays the Eagles on Sunday, and like I told you yesterday, I said if it's Eagles and Bucks, it's going to be Saturday.
Yes, you did.
And I might even said it was going to be the Saturday 8 p.m. game. I might not have. But you knew where Houston was going to be.
Right.
And I said, there's no way the NFL will allow this game on Monday night. There's no way in hell they would go from Monday to Saturday with a
Right.
playoff game, even if it was Saturday 8 o'clock.
Right.
So that's why I told you if it's Eagles and Bucks, it'll be Saturday.
Right.
If it's the Eagles and the winner of this game, it'll be on Sunday.
So it's gonna be on Sunday.
And Eagles do get the 3 o'clock game on Sunday. The game will be on NBC. You know, we'll be hearing a lot of now. There's a guy, and Mike Tirico, also known as Peg Leg.
Oh
Well, you know what happened to him, right?
no! Oh, something did happen to him. That's right.
He tore his Achilles a month or
Yeah.
two ago.
Right.
So, but you know, but he had an injury doing whatever, I don't know, but you know they'll be on the call on Sunday, and I'm sure people will be saying, "Oh, I got to listen to Merrill Reese and all," but you know, I just can't stand Mike Vick. Not Mike Vick.
Quick.
Mike Quick.
Yeah.
Well, I had the ick part right,
You
and it rhymes.
Right. Exactly.
So, but I just think, you know, I'm not worried about this game too much because mind you, remember this. Even though the Rams get a little bit of an advantage here because it's a 3 o'clock game and not a 1 o'clock game, even though they have 1 1 o'clock games going from left coast to right coast,
Right.
you're coming off of a short week. You're flying cross country, and you got to face the Eagles defense.
And one more thing you're forgetting.
But
If the Rams win the game, when they come to play the Eagles on Sunday, it's going to be a letdown because right now they're so high about what's going on in California and them winning the game. They're sky high here. When they come see us, it's going to be.
and you know what the Eagles are going to do to the Rams?
What's that?
Hold on. The Eagles are going to ram it.
I can't with you. I can't. I can't. Wow. Uh, uh,
Hold on. I'm playing this, and here I didn't share it to the screen. Let's try this again because, you know, I'm a dope.
the Rams made a video.
Hold on a second. We'll do it this way.
Okay.
This was back in the 80s, the 85 team, which was right around the time of the Bears and the Super Bowl shuffle. So,
Gotcha.
so that is what the Eagles are going to do to the Rams on Sunday. Now, I don't have anything for the Vikings here, but, you know. Oh, wait, we do have one thing, even though I don't know if he'd be available next weekend to be a honorary captain.
Who's that?
Foles. Foles. Foles.
Right, exactly.
So, but yeah, it's not looking good for the Vikings here. As they're, if there was, they're probably setting up the boat right in that infield lake. And that Viking ship is burning already because the funeral has begun.
Yes, it has.
But the Eagles did win 22-10. They advanced to the next round, and if I'm now in concussion protocol, by the way.
Okay. If.
But not like Sherelle Parker. She's permanent concussion protocol. I tried to watch that while I was working. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, shut up. Shut up, Aunt Vivian or whatever. But what was I saying now?
You were saying something about the Rams coming here?
Yeah. The ADD is kicking in, people. So Eagles did win 22-10. Oh, I know what it was. Let's say Washington upsets the Lions. And the Eagles win on Sunday. The Eagles will play 5 consecutive weeks at home.
Wow. Aren't we undefeated at home?
We are 7-1.
7-1.
Well, technically 8-1.
Yeah.
But 7-1 at the length this year.
Yeah.
And as long as you don't turn it into a 1-possession game and you drop the ball on 3rd down and you got to kick a field goal or you do it on 4th down and you lose possession of the ball or whatever it did against the Falcons, as long as that doesn't happen, we're in good shape. But I just think that you can tell the Rams defense has improved since that ass kicking the Eagles gave them, and Saquon Barkley rammed it right into them. 255 yards or whatever it was.
Yes.
But like you said, they're on a high right now, and
yeah, they are.
And even though they are playoff tested, you just wonder, how will they handle the number 1 defense in the NFL?
I don't think they're good. I don't think they would, because I think it'll be a letdown.
Yeah. So Cooper Kupp hasn't even been targeted yet today. I know I have an anytime touchdown with
Puka?
Cooper Kupp.
Oh, Cooper. Okay.
Oh, and the Flyers are up 4-3.
Oh, nice. Third period, right?
Yeah, 32 seconds left.
Oh, nice.
And I did have the Flyers on the money line tonight.
Oh, nice. Oh! There's another touchdown. Yeah,
And that is our favorite type of touchdown. You know what that is?
What's that?
It's a
Who the fuck is that guy?
yeah.
That is.
And I am the judge of that because I don't know who the hell he was, but if I was a Rams fan, I'd be, But looks right now that the Viking funeral has begun,
Yes, it has.
and it does look like that we could be looking at the Rams coming in here on a short week, having to fly the 4.5 hours from Phoenix, Tempe, wherever they're going to be. I imagine they may stay in Tempe just to play it safe and
Yeah.
But And congratulations to the Arizona Cardinals because they get to see playoff football in their home arena.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, it's been a few years, but still,
It's been a lot of years.
and also congrats to the Atlanta Falcons because they get championship football there on Monday night between Ohio State and Notre Dame.
That's right.
Well, they get two championship level games because they had the Peach Bowl there too,
Oh, that's right.
or
Okay.
Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, or Chick-fil-A Bowl, or the Choke My Chicken Bowl.
Ah, don't know about that. Oh.
Well, but looks like they have pretty much a full house there, which is good
That is good.
considering the tickets didn't go on sale till Thursday, I think it was. And I just noticed something here, and maybe it was just a one-time thing.
What's that?
I think Fox does this. I know Amazon does do it. ESPN, aka ABC,
Right.
aka Disney, whatever, they did not have that 20-yard box on their graphic there.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
I mean, and maybe I'm just imagining things. Maybe I'm just Polish. I don't know.
Oh, you're Polish, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm sure they probably had it on earlier in the year because nobody knew the rule at the time and everything
Right.
like that. So, but Matt, wake up. You can go to the locker room now. You can take it with you. Don't worry.
Mad. Oh, mad.
And I'm sure the assistant also loaded plenty of porn for you as well. So if you need to rub one out at halftime.
All right then.
But yeah, so yeah, this game is getting ugly in a hurry.
It is.
And yeah, so the Eagles did win. That's what we were talking about before we went on these million other tangents as well.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
And the thing is, I've said it numerous times that I don't care what you do. And by the way, Flyers did beat the defending Stanley Cup champion Panthers
Yes.
4-3.
Yes.
That's Panturds, Panthers.
And turds. Okay.
So after they beat the hell out of Anaheim 6-0 the other night.
Yes, they did.
Did you hear some of the chants on the Flyers game?
No.
One of them was F.U. Connor. Or no, F.U. Cutter. Because he was coming back here for the first time after he said he didn't want to play for the Flyers.
Right?
And, Tortorella basically said what all the fans would say, if you don't want to be here, you're going.
Is that that's how he got traded?
He basically said, I'm out of here. He said, I don't want to play for the Flyers. And Tortorella said, all right, you're going.
Wow.
Yeah, he didn't make the trade. That was Keith Jones and
Briere?
Danny Briere.
Right.
And they got the trade done right away, and boom, he's now he's an anal hole duck.
They will boo him every time he touched the puck.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah. So, but the Flyers did win. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Yeah, I get to see some eye candy over here, which you don't get to see because you're sitting over there. But so the Eagles did win, and there was a bit of uneasiness after it was 10-0 because it was just like Eagles offense wasn't doing anything. The adrenaline wore off of the opening drive of getting the ball when you're not expecting the ball right away, and Dotson scored that touchdown, and it just seemed like a very uncomfortable game for it being a 22-10 win. And it just seemed like also when Green Bay had an answer for Green Bay scored the Eagles had an answer.
Yeah.
They kicked the field goal to make it 10-3. They score a touchdown.
Yep.
They score a touchdown. We kicked 2 field goals, I think
Yep.
it was. So, I mean, it wasn't a pretty game. It's your typical Philly playoff game where you have some goofy ass score. Like, remember when the Eagles beat the Falcons
15
to
to
start the
12.
Super Bowl? It was like 15-12, 16-12, something like that.
Yes, it was.
So it was your typical one of those games.
Yeah.
And I just think I'm not that worried about Jalen Hurts. Now, maybe it got ripped by the media because I didn't get to see the end of the game because I was watching that. I was setting up for the next game and stuff like that. And also, can you imagine if he had the stats that Justin Herbert had against the Texans?
Oh, that would have been horrible.
Mhm. Yeah. And the one thing I've told you so many times, I don't care if you throw for 300 yards. I don't care if you run for 100. Truthfully, you throw for 20 yards or run for 20 and Saquon runs for 400 or whatever, I don't give a shit, just as long as you get the win at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And, I'm not, I mean, and I don't think he threw any balls that were actually in danger of being turned over either.
No, he didn't.
So not only is it that he was protecting the ball, he was extra safe with his passes, and maybe he did need that week. It's kind of like that horse that's coming off of the 3, 4, 5, 6 month layoff. You need to see a race, but you see the past history, and
Right.
because one thing I was going to argue was that the last couple of years he didn't play any preseason games,
That's true.
but went right into the regular season without any game action. But the only thing is, you can argue against me that they do have these practices with the other teams leading up to the actual exhibition game. So that's when the starters get a lot of their work in. So
Yeah.
so you can argue that as well. But I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, it was an ugly game. And when Jake Elliott missed that extra point, and here's the thing, you could actually, and I think they did kind of close up those corners a little bit,
Uh-huh.
because if you remember when the stadium first opened, and we'll have some other arena and stadium talk later, the way that the ball would get to a certain point when it's going towards the ends there,
Right.
if you have a wind blowing in a certain direction, you think you got it all under control and you got it good, and all of a sudden here comes that gust of wind.
We've seen that.
Yeah.
We've seen field
Yeah.
goals and kicking, and next thing you know, the ball's like,
And I think it's not because of the wind that they did that. It's only because when they moved people from Veteran Stadium over to the link,
right.
a lot of people that sat together were no longer sitting together. It's like, well, they're over there in 223 and I'm in 222. Like, I don't know how I've been to the link like 2 or 3 times, and I don't know how the setting is, how the seats are set up. But let's say the even numbers are on one side, the odds are on another. Let's pretend.
Right.
You're waving to them, you're flipping them off. You're calling that ugly C. You're seeing that blonde in the Packers uniform, an ugly C word or whatever. And by the way, that guy got caught, so
Oh,
they
good.
did identify him. So
Oh, good.
I'm not going to play that video, but I really think that I'm not worried about the extra point because those things happen from time to time, and watching different people's streams over the NFL season and watching Red Zone as well. there have been so many missed kicks this year. I mean, Turner, Tucker.
Yeah.
There I go, call him Justin Turner again.
He plays baseball.
Yeah, and he's also the leprechaun. But you do. Tucker missed a bunch of kicks early on, or during a point of the season.
Right.
Yeah. Luckily, the kicks that the Eagles had that Elliott missed haven't been affecting the end of the game for the most part.
Yeah.
I think week 2 it did. Did the Washington game do? I don't remember, but I know the Tampa Bay game didn't,
Yeah.
because that was just an ass kicking. Which,
Yes, it was.
if you saw that stream the Thursday beforehand,
Right.
I called that from the very beginning. I said, hot weather, everybody's injured, looking forward to the bye. We'll get them next time. We'll give them the win here, and we'll just get out of there with the loss and do whatever.
That sounds so familiar. I must have listened to that because that sounds very familiar.
And I know what you're saying about that guy.
Who the fuck is that guy?
So I just think that a lot of what the Eagles do, and you really didn't see that. You really didn't see that 6, 7, 8, 9-minute drive.
That's true.
Green Bay's defense came to play yesterday.
Well, they don't have a bad defense. I mean, they can play. Yeah.
But they did lose to the Bears last week.
Yeah, they did.
And it's just so weird seeing. It was so weird because you're playing for an opportunity to play in the 6th seed and possibly avoid Philly
Right.
if you wanted to avoid them. And the Eagles held the Green Bay Packers to 10 points.
10.
Mm-hmm. So, but it just seemed like the game defensively was hardly in doubt.
That's true.
There was a little shakiness there for a little bit, but it wasn't like it was. It wasn't like last year where I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, here goes another touchdown drive. It's like, okay, well, we'll let you get a few yards here and there. We'll let you get a couple of first downs, and then we're going to get that interception.
And they did, laddie. They did.
And Quinyon Mitchell gets to do the Triple H's finishing move on Cooper DeJean. Now, Cooper DeJean has to sell that a little more. You got to realize that, I understand you don't want to go into concussion protocol, but now, did you see what Saquon Barkley did at the end of the game?
Yes, I did.
And this is shades of Brian Westbrook against the Cowboys, who was the first one that I saw do it. It's going to go in for a touchdown, and I will park my ass at the 1-yard line. Well, he didn't park his ass down the 1-yard line, but Saquon Barkley was gone for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And he decided, first down, game over.
He will be loved in Philly for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Now, what did you think when you saw that play happen?
Two things.
Mm-hmm.
First, I thought, did he trip? Oh, Saquon, get up. Then I thought, well, wait a minute. This is Saquon. He did that on purpose. He wants to win.
Yeah. Well, and the one thing is that happened here, it had no impact on the outcome of the game, but it did affect the betting markets. Now, more bets were placed on Barkley to score a touchdown against the Packers than were placed on any other player on Sunday's 3 NFL playoff games at multiple sports books.
And he should care about that. About how much?
Yeah, I know. But can you imagine being an Eagles fan, watching that game in the sports book,
Right.
and you're still cursing him out?
The Eagles won, but you're still mad at Barkley because
Yeah.
I could have won my money. I
Mhm.
could have been a contender. Saquon, boy.
Yeah. So Barkley to score a touchdown was the third most popular leg of all NFL Parlay Sunday on ESPN Bet, and he appeared destined for the end zone after breaking free on the Eagles' final drive. With the Eagles leading 22-10 with 1:09 left, he took a handoff over the left side, over the left tackle, and burst through the Packers' defense into the clear before electing to slide down and picking up the first down. He said after the game that it wasn't tempting to try for the touchdown, but I will say this. It's almost like it's Mercies for the Weak from Karate Kid, and you show mercy,
Right.
or it's Catholicism, and all the different ways that, everything with that, but, we'll take it easy on them,
Yeah.
The game's over. I mean, I don't even know if the Eagles play Green Bay next year off the top of my head. I don't think so, but they might. But I know the Eagles' schedule is a bear next year, so
It
it's
is.
just the way that it rotates.
Yeah.
But I'm just looking at this, and like for example, I probably wouldn't even have played this as a parlay unless it was like 6, 7, 8, 10 legs, because he was a minus 190 favorite to score a touchdown, which means if you were to want to win $100,
Mm-hmm.
you'd have to bet 190. So you would get your $190 back
Right.
plus the 100. So you would get $290 back, and
Right.
you'd make $100 profit. That's what that minus means.
Okay.
Whereas the Flyers tonight, they were plus 151 on one of the apps I was using. We won't mention the name here because we aren't doing business with them at the moment.
Right.
But I don't have any money in my account, so I'm using that to keep myself sharp. But and hopefully that doesn't get me in trouble in case we go back to them. But Flyers were plus 151. So a plus means you bet. I mean, if you bet 100,
Right.
if you bet 100, you get your money back plus 151.
Oh,
So I would get 251 back.
gotcha.
Now, the one thing is, and I say this to everybody who's watching on the show, and when we do the Philly fade, where I went 2-3 last weekend, and the Bucks fucked me over.
They didn't mean,
But
they didn't mean to.
they didn't use KY jelly either.
I told them to, but they didn't.
But the one thing is, I would never bet minus 190 on a wager. I mean, if it's more than 10%, I don't touch it. So I probably would have did 2 touchdowns, but but this is some things that you see every now and then, and of course, because it's the star player, everybody has their money on him, especially when he scored 3 touchdowns in the first game in Brazil.
Yeah.
But also, it was the first time in 20 years that that 2 teams that met in week 1 met in the playoffs.
Right.
It's the first time in 20 years that when that matchup has occurred, which has only been like 4 or 5 times, it's the first time that the road team lost. I'm going to hold their word as you know as that's a true fact, but I'm not. And if it's wrong, then I can send you who it is that sent that message last week. But I don't care.
Let me get this straight. You said this is the first time that two teams who met in the regular season met in the playoffs, and it's the first time the road team lost.
In the last 20 years,
So,
in the first round of the playoffs.
the first round, wild card. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, we're not talking about division or league championship series.
Right.
I got you. Okay.
But it's the first time in 20 years. But it's if it's a true fact. But
Okay.
and did you also see that AJ Brown was showing off his hooked on phonics skills?
Yeah, I did see he was reading intently. Yes.
Well, he could launch his own book club now, because self-help author Jim Murphy, whose book he was reading,
Yeah.
he became the hottest seller on Amazon last night.
I saw that today. I saw that. Yeah.
So the Eagles wide receiver passed on the playbook and checked out an inspirational title. Brown casually ignored the action in Philadelphia's playoff game and flipped through the pages of Murphy's book, Inner Excellence. The little-known book by mental skills coach was listed number 1 on Amazon's bestsellers list as of Monday morning.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, not Flyers. Eagles fans will buy anything.
That's true.
I mean, you could. Now I'm trying to think of a book that. You know what? Let's go for the gusto here. Let's say on his tablet he was watching Two Girls, One Cup.
Right?
Every Eagles fan will be downloading and buying Two Girls, One Cup.
Just because AJ Brown was reading.
Just because he did it and they caught the book and
Yep.
they took a shot of the cover and everything. So,
Mhm.
and you can tell he has used that book before in games,
Right?
because that book was beat up like half the Green Bay Packers team yesterday.
It really was. Yeah.
So he had things highlighted, he had things underlined and all that, but some goofy stuff that you see there. And Murphy said I wasn't expecting that, a real gift. I just looked at Amazon last night and got the number 1, so that was a surprise. I had probably been higher than I had been probably never been higher than probably 8,000 or 9,000, in the thousands somewhere. Actually, his book,
Yeah.
it was previously ranked 523,497.
Thanks, AJ. You gave him a boost.
So, but the author here, what's his first name? Jim Murphy. He's a former minor league outfielder in the Chicago Cubs organization. He told the AP in an interview Sunday night that his phone started blowing up with texts once his book was checked out at an NFL playoff game.
Wow.
After his career ended, he became intrigued by the idea of learning how to teach baseball players how to have the confidence under pressure.
Wow.
But in his case, he's just focusing on whatever. But he shared a photo of the book on social media with several passages highlighted, underlined in yellow. So, as I said, but all of a sudden, the Eagles fans are buying that book now. Now, a lot of the Eagles fans, they may not want to read the book today because they're probably hungover out of their freaking minds.
But they bought the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they might have to brush up on their hooked on phonics as well. But
Probably.
but at least the Eagles advance. So, and it's looking like it's going to be the Rams. It's 24-3. And hopefully, if the Vikings do crash and burn here like they are doing, they at least start doing the body bag shit that the Eagles were doing within reason. Because let me tell you, I mean, I said it. Aaron said it. It's body bag game 2.
Yeah.
And it just seemed like every time you looked around, there's another Green Bay Packer injured.
Yep.
Now, the Eagles did have a major injury there, too, because Nakobe Dean is out for the year because he tore his patellar tendon. So, but, oh, wait.
Right.
I need a. All right. SJ is requesting a who the heck is that guy moment. We don't do heck. We do this, courtesy of Conor McGregor.
Who the fuck is that guy?
We also have this that I am going to have as a audio here. And I think you've heard this before. I think you've heard this before on my phone. And I think if I have a person with this first name, as long as I have the okay, and she thanked me for that,
Of course.
we are going to have, as I key away from Mike here because I don't have a thing shared for this. We have got to have this as a sound drop about 3 seconds into here. So let me go here. Now let me add the scene here. Let me go here. I think you've heard this before.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
Oh. I've heard it before.
Matter of fact, I still have it on my phone as a voice recording because I couldn't get it as a sound drop the way I wanted to. I wanted to copy it. I wanted to copy it as a. I wanted to copy it as a sound drop, but everything I was finding on YouTube was coming up with somebody inputting the laughter here.
Okay.
So, where are the voice memos here?
Oh, there's your Cooper Cup moment.
Yeah, here it is. This is from 2018. So.
Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff. Julie Jerkoff. Forgive me, Kirkhoff.
Oh, geez. Julie, what did you do to her?
Well, that is actually from Butler University.
Wow.
And what I had tried to do originally when this video first came out in 2018 land,
Right.
I tried to download the whole commencement from YouTube.
Okay.
And these YouTube to MP3 sites and whatever, you could only download 3 hours.
Mm.
And the whole commencement was about 3.5.
Oh, wow.
And did I mention which university it was from?
Butler.
Butler, yeah.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, Kirkhoff. So just think, if this was SJ stream,
Right.
and I was saying some of the stuff we're doing right now, she probably would have me banned right now. But there is something that SJ, you, and I have to say.
What's that?
Mike McCarthy is no longer the Dallas head coach. Or should
Yeah.
But either way, he will not return as Cowboys coach. So, one thing I said last week when the Chicago Bears asked for permission to talk to him because he was still technically under contract as of last week, they said, no, you can't talk to him. Well, now you can talk to any of the teams now. Well, you can't talk to New England. We'll get to that in a minute. But got Mike McCarthy here. They wanted to talk to him, and now he gets to talk to all the coaches if he wants to coach next year. Bears are interested. New Orleans is interested, but so his contract was expired last Wednesday, but they had a 7-day window to negotiate a contract.
Right.
They didn't even get to that point. They were just reviewing everything, and Jerry Jones probably took a couple of naps because he's 82 fucking years old, and he's gone. And kudos to the different sites I was looking at today and
Mhm.
different media. I did not see, but maybe I'll see it pop up later tonight. You did not see the word fired or hear the word fired with Mike McCarthy.
Really?
Well, you know my theory.
What's that?
You got to have a contract to be fired.
You did say that, yes.
Now, you're in that 7-day exclusive window, but they just said, you know what, we're going to shut that window a day or two early. Get out, get your shit, get out. But Jerry Jones said today, over the past week, Mike and I had an opportunity to conduct a joint review of all the aspects of the past season, our players and staff, and also spent considerable time discussing the road forward for the team. Those discussions were thorough and received an appropriate amount of time and depth to discover. Prior to reaching the point of contract negotiations, though, it became mutually clear that it would be better for each of us to head in a different direction. I thank Mike and wish him, his wife Jessica, and their family the best. They've been a wonderful part of our community here. Blah, 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 blah.
That's exactly what that was.
Mhm. And like I said, Bears in New Orleans are interested. And of course, the Dallas Cowboys, they're a week behind everybody else right now. And I thought I heard something today, and I'm not sure if it's true or not. I think it's the coaches that were on the bye weeks last week.
Right.
They can't talk to them until after next weekend's games at the earliest.
Interesting.
So, and also what's new this year is you don't meet anybody in person until the 20th. So you can meet on Zoom, and that's probably one of the few good things about COVID is that we got to learn these new technologies. And also I got to learn how to work from home and the 20-foot commute and all that,
Right.
if that. But 27-3. So, one thing is, unlike 100 years ago when the last major pandemic, I think it was the Spanish flu, the technology wasn't there to work from home and everybody had to walk around like this, like somebody farted,
Right.
Now we had the technology to do everything we could, and we can also work from home as much as possible. And those businesses that did not adjust, they fell by the wayside in 2020 and 2021.
Yep.
And they have the they're behind in all this, and you're probably going to have some third-rate coach. One rumor I heard was they're interested in Kellen Moore, but then again, I don't know why, because didn't they fire his ass 2 years ago?
Yeah, they did. But he's familiar with them. That's why they're interested in him.
Yeah. So, but I mean, Cowboys, they went from being unbeatable at home. I think they went 8-0 last year. They lost in the playoff game.
Yep. To Green Bay.
They lost. I think they went 2-7 this year.
Yeah.
They had 6 games in a row, including that playoff game where they were down by 20 points or more at home, an NFL record.
NFL record, yeah.
But, you know, I mean, and Jerry Jones did say he didn't want to do an in-season firing. It just seemed like when that came out that Dallas started to catch some momentum, but it was too little, too late.
Yeah.
But I know SJ loves it. You love it.
Mhm.
I love it.
Right.
It's a great thing that we got to see the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, and have to search for a new head coach.
Exactly. But we also say this too. Until the Cowboys fire the general manager, they're going to go through this again and again.
Well, Jerry Jones may not fire him, but maybe the Grim Reaper will come around.
Oh.
And I'm not saying that as a bad person.
Right.
I'm just saying that because of the fact that he's 82 years old and it's just a matter of time. So if you're a Dallas fan, you thought that was insensitive, fuck you.
We're Eagles fans here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I have it on the screen here, right? Yeah, I do have it, but I think I've gone out of turn here, but I don't care. The Sixers, they're not going to Center City.
Oh.
And I have my opinions about this, and I kind of wanted the move to Center City, but I didn't. I understood both sides. I mean, not even the Chinatown aspect, which is basically the other side of Market Street. You know, block or two up. For those that are not familiar with Philadelphia, SJ and Brian, who are two friends from SJ's group, I showed them where I worked. I showed them the building where I worked at. I showed them the I Love Massage place on North 9th Street, which is still there, apparently, as of last October. And I showed them where the Sixers building, where they were thinking about building the arena. But you know, I got some mixed signals here with this stadium. Not in terms of the deals done and everything. And probably Sherelle Parker was probably saying, "You motherfuckers," and then said, "Oh my God, I love it," blah, 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 while sounding like Aunt Vivian. Now, I don't know, and I have to read like the Inquirer stories and stuff like that. And you know, Adam Silver put an end to the feud, according to the Inquirer here. I think, and we'll see what happens in the next weeks to months. You know, when people start talking about the actual plans of the stadium, like for example, where exactly they're going to put it. I mean, are you going to put it where the Spectrum used to be, which is now parking lot, park grass field, you know, little tailgating area? You know, is it going to go somewhere else in that same complex area? Is it going to go where the vet was? Is it going to go here? Is it going to go there? Is it going to go in our porn section where we park the car to go to Phillies games? You know, but you know, we'll see what they're going to do with this. And I think, and if you remember, Comcast, Phillies, they did come up with a big thing with a plan for the whole complex, and they must have had a plan in play for the Sixers that they could have lured them back in, which they did. And Adam Silver did the job, and he actually was on Zoom for the press conference today, and you know, it looked like he had lipstick on, but maybe it's just because he's an ugly honky. But I mean, it looks like fucking Shrek.
He did look like Shrek.
So, but but the deal's done. Now, I need to see more of this as we go on because the way everything was trending, Sixers get their own arena. And last week was a perfect example of you wish you had two pro type arenas, like one for the Sixers, one for the Flyers,
Right,
because UConn went to Villanova.
right,
They played Villanova last week.
right.
They did not play at the center because that was used by the Flyers or the Sixers, whichever one, I don't remember.
Right.
They played that on Villanova's campus.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time UConn played at Villanova.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Now, granted, there were years where Connecticut was the AAC and Villanova was Big East, and they didn't play each other at all. But now, I read different things here. I read an article from WHYY, which is the public broadcasting channel PBS station here in Philadelphia. On their website, it gave no indication of this. So it led me to believe that they're going to build a separate arena. But with everything that they had here, because not only did they have hey, I got to show that picture in a second here.
Okay.
That's a TJ Hawkinson touchdown. I'm going to show you why I mentioned his name in a second here.
Okay.
So, and I showed it earlier, but I'm going to show it to everybody. The article in ESPN was saying that it's going to be both in the same arena. So your guess is as good as mine, and there's still 5.5, 6 years that they get the stadium this arena ready for 2031. So I don't know if it's going to be two different arenas or just all one. And maybe as somebody who's local to Philly, you can confirm that, and I probably would have better opportunity catching it tomorrow and Wednesday or whatever. But one thing is, and I said this to you ahead of time, and the NCAA will never go for this. I think what you can do is if you have two different arenas, well, you can do a bunch of different things, but
Right.
one thing you could do is you could host two different first and second round pods in the NCAA tournament if it's two different arenas and not one arena. Because if you just build the new arena, you keep the Wells Fargo Center,
Right.
you could have Thursday and Saturday, for example, in the Wells Fargo Center, and then go Friday and Sunday at the new arena, or vice versa.
You did say that. Yeah.
The NCAA would never go for that.
Right.
And I don't even know if there's enough hotel rooms for all the fans and everything else. But with the first and second rounds of the tournament, you do get, especially if you get a Villanova who's good. You get another team along the East Coast, maybe I don't know, maybe UConn or whatever.
Drexel.
Drexel. If Drexel goes there, they're playing Villanova in the first round. They're not.
I was just trying to give your school some love. That's all. Give your school
I
some
know.
love.
I know. But I'm just wondering if it's just the Sixers having their own arena, do they double up, or another thing you can do, especially early on in the season, like you have, for example, the Maui Invitational, where you have 8 teams going out to Hawaii.
Right.
Maybe you have and maybe you can do this where maybe because we also have a bunch of small colleges in the area as well.
We do.
You got Holy Family, you have Chestnut Hill College, you have Westchester. You no
Saint-
longer have pharmacy.
Yeah,
You no longer have the University of Sciences,
St. Francis, right?
St. Francis.
And it's College St. Francis of PA. Is that
That's out by Pittsburgh.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So you could have like a field a field of 8 playing in one arena
Right.
and a field of 8 playing in the other arena, and you just have 2 tournaments running at the same time.
Yeah. NCAA won't go.
I don't know, but I think this is actually a new arena that they're building, and they're just replacing the Wells Fargo Center. But a lot of what I was reading was early on yesterday when I was printing stuff up that I didn't even use here tonight. It just seemed like it was this came out of nowhere. And it maybe the Flyers are going to get going to be part of a new arena, but the thing is they spent so much money to renovate that arena.
Yeah, they did.
But it's kind of like, and I went through this at the supermarket I was at 25, 30 years ago. They did all this work on it. It's like, oh, by the way, we're closing your store down. So, but new arena's coming to town. It's going to be in South Philly. We don't know exactly where. We don't know. I don't know all the logistics of it yet, and I'm probably going to have to do some additional research over the next couple of days. And by the time I'm like 75, the arena will be made. It will be open, and you'll be 112. But but seriously, I didn't necessarily thought the Flyers need a new arena. That's why I'm like,
I think it's because there was so much pushback for the arena being built in Center City that
yeah.
between Josh Harris and Comcast said we got to come up
Mhm.
with something.
Now here's the one thing, and also Adam Silver saved the day. He did one of the things he's supposed to do as a commissioner, and try to work things out between warring factions like that. But the one thing is, the one thing I'll tell you, the only reason why I wanted that arena there in Center City. Now, having worked at Redacted Company, in that building since 2008, because we worked out in the suburbs in Delaware County, then we moved into the city. Oh, excuse me. The one thing is, Chinatown, and you can say that this is a slam at them, whatever. I don't care. Say what you want. I can't change your opinion. It is very dirty. It is very dirty. It smells. It's almost like you're in Beijing with like all the pollution in the air, except there's no pollution. But you're walking down there, and and you don't really have bums there. It's not bum stink. It's just whatever they're cooking and all this different stuff, and I don't know what it is exactly, but
Shrimp fried rice, pork fried rice, shrimp baked young.
cream of some young guy. But you get the idea. It just seems like, and let me tell you something. Do you remember when Rivers Casino, when it was Sugar House, they had those shuttles they had a couple different shuttles. One that was running through Northeast Philly to go down to the casino. One was going through Center City.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. You get one of the inhabitants of the neighborhood, and if you don't move fast enough onto the bus, wham!
Wow.
I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
You see that we're all in the line and you just want to just do whatever? I'm like, whatever.
Wow.
Because next thing you know, on the news tonight, some white guy with a redacted jacket on is in jail tonight because he cold cocked a 3'4" lady from Asia, and when the accused was asked why he did it, he said, "In the heat of the moment."
Oh, yeah. I'll bail you out.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and also have the bail money ready just in case.
Just in case.
Should I enlighten you on that? Even though I did tell you before, I think.
I think you did tell me something before. We'll talk about it later. Okay.
I'm going to talk about it right now. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
And also eligible.
Yeah.
Well, let me put you in there so you can respond here.
Okay.
That show I do on Saturday mornings where AJ actually said on the Bleacher Brothers show that I don't pick winners.
Right.
Well, I am 3 for 6 this year on my 2 also eligible shows so far. I gave out a 6-1 winner. Damn it! If the horses weren't scratched in that race, the 4 different horses were scratched, I probably would have gotten 20-1.
Wow.
But I did give out a winner there.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm showing this graphic, other than the fact that it's a cool graphic that I
It is
think
a cool
AJ
graphic.
created,
Right.
we are going to be on the road next week. That's right, ladies and not Mike. Not Mike. Not Mike. Fuck Mike.
Hey.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. And I don't have the commercial either. I should have asked AJ for it when I was texting back and forth today. Yours truly, AJ, my Manny Moda, Frank, Chef Tom. We have a guy who does a show on Tuesday and Thursday afternoons here on Bleacher Brothers. His name is Jeff DeForest. We call him Defo.
Okay.
Him, and I think maybe a couple more people, maybe a couple of the younger guys. They'll be leaning on me, and I'll be going 0 for 14 on the card and be like, you motherfuckers. We will be at Gulfstream Park next weekend. I am going to be down there. I'm flying out next Thursday. And as of right now, because we want to see the Eagles ram it to the Rams next weekend or this Sunday.
Right.
Well, technically it is next weekend.
Right.
Or is it this weekend? But either way, we're going to be at Gulfstream for the Pegasus. And that's incomplete. He didn't get both feet down, did he? Not that it matters. It's 27-9.
Right.
We will be at Gulfstream. Now, I don't know if also eligible will run at 10 o'clock in the morning that day. Whoops, wrong one. It's Monday. I got to use this one.
Gotcha.
We are going to be live there, and we are going to stream 6 hours. Now, we won't be able to show the races live. So the one thing I would recommend is if you have one of those ADWs. Now, we do recommend FanDuel because, the money backs and all that stuff there and all that. Watch all the races. Maybe you have a setup like me, or maybe you're lucky enough to have a smartphone, which needs to be clean, by the way. You have you set up the computer to watch us talk horses, and we'll do a lot of man about town shit around the grounds there, and try not to get kicked out. You can watch the races on here. You can watch us on the computer, and we're going to have some fun.
That's going to be nice.
So So it's 6 hours, 12 to 6. And I'm not sure what I'm going to set the over-under at yet, but I did talk to SJ the other night. Actually, I said it last night joking around. I am setting the over-under for bathroom breaks for yours truly at 2.5. Or should I set it to 3.5 in case I make a poo-poo?
I would say 3.5. Yeah.
SJ Pineapple, if you're still in the chat.
Uh-oh.
I hope she still knows what pineapple means, but
You'll find out.
because I know SJ loves that shit, so I'll give her a couple of seconds and then we'll get rid of it.
Gotcha.
That.
Okay.
She might be taking the dog out for a poop, so let me do it. Ban. There we go. Sorry, I had to take care of the pineapple myself because I know I know your dog probably had to take a boom boom.
Sometimes you have to take care of yourself.
Sometimes the dog has to do its business.
That's true.
But this is no longer there, and you're banned.
Okay.
And we'll go from there. So yeah, we're going to be down Gulfstream, and 12 to 6. We're going to nail a lot of this down. I think even though we're going to nail down a lot of stuff this week, and if AJ's on the show on Saturday, we can nail some stuff down before and afterwards. And he has all my flight information. But in the unlikely event that the Eagles lose, my ass is not getting up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, I know this. Yes. I know.
For a 7 o'clock flight.
Right. I know this.
Because there's 2 reasons why I did it. One,
Yeah.
it was the cheapest flight I could find
Right.
coming back. And also,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
because the one thing is, and the thing is, we could have shit weather because, we've been teased with winter storms already a couple of times. And, I did tell you stay the fuck home
Yeah, you
last
did.
week, even though the wife did tell you the same thing. At least you said that to me, but not necessarily in the words that I used.
Right.
But, that's the one thing, if the weather's bad, no, I can fly solo.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so I'll be at Gulfstream, and from what I'm seeing right now, hopefully the weather stays that way. And I have put Hallandale Beach on my weather app here. It goes as far as Wednesday.
Okay.
Tuesday, it's going to be only 66 degrees, but it's going to be 82 this Sunday there. It's only going to be 66, which to people down in South Florida will feel like 20 degrees here to them.
Exactly.
Wednesday, it's going to be 72, but it's supposed to rain Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I don't care. It can rain all at once. I don't care.
Right.
Just as long as we have a spot to do our show on Saturday, I'm okay. So just to let you know, you may know one of these already if you saw my phone. We're going to play a little game, an impromptu game. I have 3 places that are horse racing related. I told you Hallandale Beach because of the trip.
Right.
What are the other 2?
Hmm.
And I will give you a hint on one of them. One of them, and I would give you the city if you said the city instead of the information I'm looking for.
Right.
I actually have the name of the track on the weather app on here.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Searching mental files. Doo-doo-doo-doo. 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 Hmm.
And they are major tracks. I'll help you out with that as well.
Oh, I see one. What is the name of it? Why is it? Yeah.
You give up?
Yeah.
Now here's the one with the racetrack itself. Churchill Downs.
Oh. Well, wait. That's Kentucky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Louisville, Kentucky, Churchill Downs Racetrack.
That's in Florida?
No, that's in Louisville, Kentucky.
Right.
I told you we're not including Hallandale Beach.
Oh, you did say that. Okay.
Now, look at that, 14 degrees.
Yeah.
Now, they say some people say -4. I say 14.
Right.
Doesn't this look like it's a guy hunched over while taking a dump? Because seriously, the one is the back of the toilet.
Right.
It's the tank of the toilet,
Oh, yeah.
and the 4 and the degree is the person squatting on the toilet.
Now I can't unsee it. Now I can't unsee it.
And I would have taken this, even though I wasn't looking at this. I would have also taken Baltimore, even though that technically wasn't what I was looking for.
Right. Oh, I can't
I
see
would,
it either.
yeah, I'm not taking that, but I mean, I would have given you credit for that, even though that wasn't one of the ones I was looking for.
Gotcha.
The other,
Yeah.
Saratoga Springs, Saratoga Racecourse.
I thought about that too. Wow.
So you can tell that I'm a degenerate,
I never.
but I will be live down there with the guys, and hopefully we'll get you some winners, and maybe I can come home with some extra cash.
That'd be nice.
And truthfully, I don't even know if we're watching this through the app or. Actually, I think we're watching on ABC right now, so I think we're as close to real time as possible.
Okay.
But oh yeah, let me find this here because I did share this on my. Yeah, remember I mentioned that T.J. Hawkinson touchdown.
Yeah, you did mention that.
Somebody. Oh no! He didn't win it. He didn't win it.
He didn't win?
No, because the Rams scored about 4 touchdowns before that.
Oh, okay.
But because I'm a dope, somebody had this in play tonight, and I hope they cashed out. Now, I don't know if they did, but this looks like it is a BetMGM wager. Go here. So somebody had a wager, and they had Jahan Dotson at 66 plus 6,600. T.J. Hawkinson first TD scorer plus 1,300, which didn't happen. But if that had happened, those two, for a $50 stake, he had a booster on there as well. I think it was 30%. The odds were over 124,000 to 1. This person would have won 62. Oh yeah, he did have a cash out option, 22.91. I hope he took advantage of that. I hope he did. So that is that. Now, we do have our final story that we're going to talk about here. We do have one head coach off the market and signed. And no surprise to anybody, it's Mike Vrabel. He's going back to New England.
Absolutely no surprise.
But, you know, I mean, the one thing is, I would have gone away from the Bill Belichick tree. Now, Mike Vrabel, I think he has been the opposite of everybody else on the coaching tree, where everybody's done shit.
Right?
He actually had some success and
Yes.
got some playoff wins and all that. He even beat Belichick in New England the one year.
Yeah.
So, but he goes home to New England. He was officially introduced today. He says Drake May was one of the top reasons the job was so appealing to him. I mean, maybe maybe some bullshit involved there, but he noted after open dialogue with Robert Kraft and President Jonathan Kraft was critical. Vrabel cited the presence of May as another main reason why he's convinced about coming to New England. A young, dynamic quarterback. He's only 22 years old too, so I think you just treat it as a lost season. You just go from there. But I mean, I don't know about you, but I would have gone away from the tree because it just seemed like, and maybe he's just correcting the mistake of making Gerard Mayo the coach in waiting, which we didn't realize until it happened.
Yeah.
But I just think that you have. I thought that you had to go totally outside the Bill Belichick tree, but
Well, here's the thing about going outside the tree. Who's to say that they would have success first and second year if they went outside the tree? Because Robert Kraft reminds me of Jerry Jones. He'll pull the trigger if it's not going the way he wanted to go the first year. He'll find a guy.
and Robert Kraft is older. He's 83, but at least his son's doing a lot of the work.
Yeah.
And at least Robert Kraft has his own sexual act named after him, the Crafty.
Well, one thing you can say about Vrabel, like you said, he has had success.
Yeah. And it's but I understand the move, and you're getting the best coach that was available.
Right.
Well, who was available? I mean, I think you still rate Vrabel ahead of Mike McCarthy, for example, even though he went onto the market officially went on the market after Vrabel was signed and whatnot. But I mean, they get their guy, and he'll be the next head coach, and he'll be back in familiar surroundings, and but he was also. He also interviewed with the Jets and the Bears for their head coaching jobs. One of his most important decisions will be hiring an offensive coordinator to work from May, which he said is far from solidified at this point. He said that Vrabel said Drake is going to be his own person, but I'm going to give him some things I feel like are necessary to win football games. So I think he's going to give that defensive point of view as well. I think he's been around enough that he knows what to expect on both sides of the ball.
He does.
And is that coming back, or is that? I don't know. But the Patriots have the number 4 pick in the draft, so you're not going to need a quarterback.
No, you're not.
But
you're right. That's coming back.
So, just looking here. Just want to see something here before we call it a night here.
Okay.
Wait, we have breaking news out of Dallas. You haven't looked at ESPN over the last hour or two, right?
Right.
You haven't?
No.
Who did Jerry Jones talk to about the Cowboys job?
Prime.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yep. Dallas Cowboys are in the early stages of their search to replace Mike McCarthy, but one name is already known: former Cowboys cornerback and current Colorado head coach Deion Sanders.
Wow.
They spoke on Monday, and while an interview has not been scheduled, the two are expected to continue their dialogue. Fox Sports first reported the conversation between the two sides. He was linked to a Cowboys job that was not even open in the fall. And of course, he said, "I'm happy." He said about in November, Sanders said, "I'm happy where I am, man. I got a kickstand down. You know what a kickstand is? That means I'm resting. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm excited." But but we all know money talks.
Yeah, it does.
Um,
Well, it's funny. They said on the ESPN that Deion Sanders is one of the few guys who can actually talk
yeah,
to Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones will listen to him.
yeah. He's remained in North Texas after his playing career and maintained a close relationship with the Jones family.
Yeah.
Now, per the NFL Rooney Rule, teams must interview 2 external minority head coaching candidates in their search. So that would be one.
I didn't get an invite. What happened?
Well, you're not a coach anyway, so.
Well, that's true too.
But I did try to tell him that I was like that senator in Massachusetts that says that she was one 2048th Indian or something.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't think of her name. I have one over 2048.
Yeah, she did say that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I know I'm butchering the phraseology there, but you get the idea.
I get that.
So he's they're in talks right now. The Penn State tight end Tyler Warren's going into the draft. You told me about the Caitlin Clark thing. We won't get into that.
Yeah, I did.
So that's, I think that's going to be it here. So me and Mike are going to chill and watch the end of this game here and count down like Aaron Judge dropping the ball in Times Square this past New Year's Eve. Hey, Daniel Jones was dressed for tonight's game.
David died.
No wonder why they're fucking losing.
So that's the reason.
Yeah. So that'll be it for now. And I do appreciate everybody for watching. SJ was in here. Voltaire was in here. To our spammer, which I got rid of. And everybody watching on YouTube and on X as well. We'll be live here Tuesday and Thursday at 9 o'clock. Wednesday will be 10 o'clock. And we're definitely going to have shows next week, Monday and Tuesday. I might have one on Wednesday. My flight is until 4 o'clock, so I can get away with it. But we'll figure something out. But Mike, thank you for getting all the snow off your car.
Of course.
I don't know what that's supposed to be, but
It'll be hard, but mine.
Look like Corky from Life Goes On having problems with that. Anyway, so that's it for now. And I'll be doing it live again in about 21 hours at 9 o'clock. And check out Bleacher Brothers for all your sports needs. And check out my article where hopefully I give you guys another 5-1 winner. So that's it for now, and we'll do it live tomorrow night. And go Birds! Ram it to the Rams, and we'll see. I will see you tomorrow night. I'll see you in the winner's circle. Good night, everybody.